welcome to my channel. Thanks very much for being here. Today I'm doing tags for the handbag notebook mini journal that we've been making, and I need a tag for there, maybe two, a bigger one and a smaller one, a card for in there and a card for in there, so maybe 3 or 4 I need. Now I've got these scraps from Tim Holt's Wild Flowers, and I thought these would be actually ideal. And that one, I'm hoping this one will fit in there. Yep, so that one, and then I have that one and that one and that one there. Okay, so I'm lost again. What have I done? I've done that wrong, haven't I? That one, that one, that one, and that one. Okay, those 4, I think. Get rid of these. Now, I mean, these two are very similar size, so it doesn't matter really which one goes where. What I'm going to do is back these to start off with. And I've got the scraps left over from the pages, so I'm just going to get on with backing them. Okay, they're all done. These 2 are going in that front pocket, so I am going to make them tag shaped. The other 2 I'm going to leave as journal cards, like that. Yeah, that didn't come off very well off down the side. There. And then I've got my sandpaper, and I'm using 80, I don't know what it is, and I'm going to go around and take off the edge like this. Okay, I've gone around the edges of them, and some places you can kind of go in a bit further and pick up a bit more on the corners like that. You can see that. Now I've got some gesso, paintbrush, and these 2, they're for cakes, but I use them to do patterns on the tags. So I'm going to put a batch down here, and then you get your scraper and you can scrape some lines into it. And then the other thing you can do is you put it onto your edge like this, and you can do some patterns with it like that. Now I will made a bit of a mess, another one here with this. Like that, and then this one I will again like that. Then one of the other things, I'll just mop that up, the paint up. I'm not worried if it gets on the other side. One of the other things you could do is take, I've got a distress stain top here, put it into your paint like that, and do some circles. Might need a touch more paint. What I found is if it's not covered, whoops, if it's not covered in paint, it's not very good at doing the circles. This. There we go. Now I'll just have to clear this lot up and dry all this. Cleared the mat up, but I've still got this paint here, so I'm adding some water to it, mixing it up. I might need to add a bit more paint, and I'm going to do some splatters over it. Okay, I've done some putting things together, but I am going to sort of come in with some of this antique linen down here, just to colour in, bring it in a bit into the tag. Even on some of the white, like that. I'm going to do that for each of them. Oops. And then I've got not walnut stain, vintage photo. But I'm going to go around the edge of the photos with this one. I think I'm going to keep quite simple. As if my glue decides it's going to work or not. I've had problems again. Why do they do this, the glues? It goes like that. Major problems with the glue, just wasn't going to come out on me. I'll show you what I'm doing with this one, then I think I might just put a bit of music on with the others. I've got them together. You can see what I'm doing. There. And then I've got some of this German measuring tape. And some of my tape. Like that. Better put that on, otherwise it's going to dry up again, isn't it? Whoops. So the next thing is just going to put a piece of this down. Oops. All the way up there. And a piece of my tape as well. and I'm not bothered whether it wraps round. Oops. Oh dear, I am in a mess. My fingers are really sticky, so something like that for that one. I'll get on with the others and put that to music, I think. All 4 of them. That one I'm happy with. Do you know what I didn't do? Put a bit of glue on this bit there. Hold that down there. That I'm happy with. These 2, I'm not so sure. I'm thinking I've got some, especially with that one, got some Tim Holtz words here. How about Sim Smile? Yeah, I quite like that. I think I'll put that on there. I've got words already on these. I also feel this is it's a journal card and it is all a bit down there. Maybe I'll put that along there. That's an idea. I'm using bits up. These are all bits that I've pulled out. I've managed to pull out of places. Doesn't matter if it's crooked. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Okay. So, looks like I've done them. And again, I keep all these bits. You just never know when you're going to use them. I want to do some more sprinkles. There, I think that does finish it off. Now I've got to punch holes in these two and find something to go in them. So I've finished this off. I've tied it up with some sari silk. It's a great size to go in your handbag. These are the two tags I've put in the front pocket here. I've got a small tag journal card to go in there, and then the other card is in there. And I actually quite like the way that sort of sticks out there. And then in the journal, I've taken some more of those pictures from the vintage snapshots, and then I've taken some of Amity Bloom's Polaroids, the blanks, and I've cut them out and just made a journal card there. There's another tag there that I've made, and a journal card Polaroid there. Oops. Oh dear, that's not going on, is it? That's it. And then just another small tag there. So that's the small handbag notebook journal, handbag size. I did make a couple of others, as I'm going to be taking them to my craft fairs. I've got a few craft fairs next week. I made a spring one here using Raindrop Lila's Spring Bloom Flowers Polaroids, and this is Artie Maze's March freebie as well, and very similar. I've just put something on there. I've used the Polaroids as journal cards. Oh, and this is from the Home Sweet Home Polaroids there. And have I got one at the back? No. And then I've got a journal card here, and a small journal card here. And I say this is made out of Artie Maze's freebie for March, and some dangles on the bottom. And then what I've done with this one is all book pages. I've got a lot of, I'll show you, ever such a lot of these. Lots of book pages I've torn out of the books, and I need to start using them. So I've got some dyed not sari silk seam binding. So these are the book pages that I've collaged onto here. This is a label from Shabby Dabby Doodah I cut down, and I can't remember where I got that. Again, just some collaged on here. The same here, I've collaged on, and I've made book page tags, and then I've put napkin on that one and just a cutout from one of the books with its actual name on there. So it's not about just using the digitals. I have used these book pages as well. Again, I found that. So that made a nice side tuck here, and a journal card. No, it's an envelope. I just remembered it was an envelope, and I've just decorated the front. I haven't put anything in it. Put it in your handbag, use it for receipts. And this is from one of the animal books I've got that I made the front cover for. And then again, I've made journal cards using these throughout. Where are we? And there with the owl. And this one. I've just taken some of the images to make these journal cards. Oh, and here it's just a page of the little ducklings. So that one again is quite straightforward and simple. You can use up, I've wanted to show you using up your book pages there, what you can do. And as I say, these two are done in seam binding, and this, and I had some of this yellow seam binding, I just wasn't using it, so I thought that's it. I dyed it with some ink from the printer. And then this is the more sort of grungy one we made using digitals, and when that was as well. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll speak to you all again in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.